There we go. And I will share my screen. And then also if everyone in the chat can also just say where they're joining from, that would be nice to see. So I'm going to share that. We're going to go here. And we can go ahead and get started. So welcome everyone. This will be our first virtual meeting ahead of IPS to help answer questions and get everyone to feel prepared for the conference. And so the one that we're having today is mostly about an overview of the conference, as well as an overview of how to submit an abstract, because the abstracts are due at the end of the month on October 31st, which is Halloween for those who celebrate. So it's scary because it's coming up. But we will go through that. I will also show you the website, and we did get some questions in advance, so we will make sure that all of those were answered. But if you have any new ones, go ahead and put them in the chat, and we will look over them at the end, or you can, Guilherme, if there's one that is sort of needed, or Danny, if you see one that should be answered in the moment, just feel free to stop me. Okay, so welcome. We do have our conference in Fukuoka, Japan, in June of this year. So it's June 21st through 26th, but there's a lot more going on. So let's just do an overview of our conference. So this is an outline of all the things we will be talking about. So we will talk about where exactly it is, what our venues are, the schedule, an outline of the program, registration fees, proposed themes, how to submit your abstract, sponsorships, though I don't think we have many sponsors today. But we can, if folks are interested, the hotels, tours, and other great information. So first, here is a lovely map of Japan. So Tokyo is right sort of in the middle on the eastern side of the country. And then Fukuoka is down in the south part of Japan. For most people, if you are flying in, you will likely fly through Tokyo or possibly Seoul. I've seen those depending on which direction you are coming from. So if you're coming from North America, that's probably where you'll fly into. And then from there, you would fly to Fukuoka, or if you wanted to take the Shinkansen train, you could also do that, which is delightfully fun. It's about 5 hours by train. So this is where we will be. And then these other cities of Nagoya and Osaka are where post-conference tours will be. All right. So this is a map of Fukuoka. Compared to some of the larger cities in Japan, like Tokyo or Osaka, it's a smaller city. It's still a city, but it's really, really nice and lovely. And it's very walkable. If you wanted to explore the area. So this is a map of where we will be. The Fukuoka City Science Museum is where we will be part of the time. We will have an opening reception at the Ohari Park No Theater over here by this really nice lake. Great birds there. And then we also will be over here at the Fukuoka Kokusai Center and the Fukuoka International Congress Center for sponsors and presentations. There is a subway system that is very quick and easy to get on, and we will go over what you need to know for that at a later meeting. This is an overview of the conference itself. So there will be the usual Fulldome Festival on the June 18th and 19th. There is discussions right now that are still being finalized to have an Immersa Day and possibly a LIPS Day, a live interactive planetarium symposium in those 2 days on the 20th and 21st. And then possibly there's a different symposium that's open to the general public that will also be going on around that time. So these are some things that are still being finalized, but those are possibilities. There will be our welcome gathering and pre-conference tours on the 21st. And then the conference itself will run the 22nd through the 26th. With various sessions and sponsor exhibits, banquet, happy hour, networking opportunities, as well as chances to visit around the city. And then there are several post-conference tour options that are available as well, which we will go over. So here is our program outline. So again, the Fulldome Festival will happen 18th and 19th. It will include a Japanese animation session, so anime, and then VR sessions as well. And there will be additional possible workshops. For the bulk of the conference, we will be at the Kokusai Center and the International Center. So this is where the sponsor hall will be. So the sponsors will be in this sort of lower floor in that large arena, but there's also this walking catwalk area that is quite large. So it's possible for some people to be up there as well, or to have a place to have conversations. It also gives you a nice overview of the entire floor. Also, fun fact, this is where the sumo matches happen in Fukuoka. So that's also fun. And you'll get to, there's displays around that you can learn about a lot of wonderful things. So there will also be temporary domes set up here for presentations, hopefully for both content creators and sponsors, as well as for delegates to do talks in domes if they needed a dome, is something they are exploring. This is also where we will be having meals. Right next door is the International Center there, where we will have all of the delegate presentations, business meetings, and things like that. So there's a bunch of different rooms there of different sizes that we can set up in a lecture style, as well as this large theater and additional exhibition space. And it is has a great view of the bay as well, which is really nice. So, but this is a really nice modern building, many floors with elevators and escalators to get around with, and many options for where we can host different events. Here are the registration fees. So they are there in yen. I have also converted them into US dollars for comparison as of yesterday and rounded up to the nearest dollar. So the exchange rate is subject to change depending on exactly when you get it. So the yen will be constant, but the US dollars might shift a little bit. So just be warned by that. But early bird registration will start on January 5th, and it will close on February 14th. Then it will move to standard registration from the 15th to the 30th, and late registration from May 1st to the 29th. There are also going to be one-day passes available for anyone who might want to come in for just a day or two and not the full conference. But these are this is first the Fulldome Festival and the welcome gathering and the banquet. So these are sort of the additions to the registration. Whereas the full conference, here are the fees currently for the participant registration. So if you get in early as a member, it would be $553 or so, $625 if you register during the standard time, and whoops, I can't see, $724 if you register late, so don't register late. And then the one-day passes you can also see there as well. And all of this will be on the Fukuoka website. Okay. So these are now the conference themes. So there's several themes for the different sessions that are proposed around planetariums and education, space, and so on. There's going to be these more general topics around philosophy, technology and hardware, public programming, management, astronomy education, inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility, mobile planetariums, and the future of planetariums. But there will also be special topics that you can present in as well around just enthusiasm for planetariums, lore of the world stars. So this will be more on the cultural astronomy side, the role planetariums play in space development, the history of Japanese planetariums and their popularization of astronomy. So there's a lot of really awesome planetarium shows in Japan that are like feature anime characters that are very popular as well. So there's also going to be a Japanese anime culture and planetariums session as well. But there are many, many, many planetariums in Japan, and it is so there'll be special topics around discussing that history there as well. So this is more information. We will have all of this on the website as well, just so you can read through and be a little more specific. So when you do submit your abstract, you can choose the right the topic areas that fit yours best. Is anyone here interested in the sponsorship information? I will briefly go through it and feel free to stop me if you want a little bit more. So sponsorship opportunities are open now for Fukuoka if anyone is interested in sponsoring. They are these are the different levels ranging from serious at $42,000 down to Procyon, which is a smaller one at $724 if you would like to sponsor the conference in any way. And this is what you would receive with that. And if you have any other questions, we can also answer those as well. And there's other opportunities to sponsor individual items within the conference or the Fulldome Festival itself. There are several hotel options that you can choose from. They range generally in the $75 to $100 range, depending on the night. So certain nights will be slightly more expensive, but for the most part, a lot of the hotel options that are available will be under $100 a night USD, with an additional couple dollars for taxes in there. But these are several of the different options that they have recommended. And the type of bed. So these, I should know, are all single. Go back. No. There we go. So these are all single rooms. So if you did want you can also look for double rooms or family rooms. If you come with your family, you can, yes, Mike, they will be. The sides will be shared. They have already been shared, a version of them, and we will post this version with the USD dollars afterwards as well. And that is our planetarium phone ringing. One moment. Voicemail will pick it up. Okay. So for the hotels, if you do want to bring your family, there are family room options at hotels as well that you can get that come with 4 beds in there. My family and I went to Japan to Fukuoka and stayed in those, and they're really quite nice for a family to stay in. Okay. Conference tours. So there will be a pre-conference tour if you're interested to go visit the various planetariums in the Fukuoka area, as well as a meteorite shrine. So there is a shrine not far from Fukuoka that has a meteorite at sort of center stage there. So that is something that is being explored. And I realized I did not end up converting those prices there. So that one can have up to 20 people. And then there will also be these shorter excursions as well for anyone interested going to various temples or screenings as well before the conference. Oh, this is a post-conference tour. We've moved on to that. So post-conference, there will be these sort of half-day or one-day options if you are interested. If you want to do something longer, there are two post-conference tours that are also being discussed and developed. One is a visit to an observatory that's in a volcanic caldera and a planetarium in a castle. So like these are the things that we work in really cool locations and surroundings. So those that's going to be a shorter one from Saturday to Sunday. And then there's a longer one that will start in Fukuoka, and then you will take the train and work your way up to different planetariums on your way to Tokyo. So that one, I believe, will be led by uh, Takeshi Inoue-san. So he is very, very excited about that and is a ball of energy. So it will keep you in your toes. But you would start at the Akashi Planetarium, which is Takeshi-san's planetarium, the oldest one in Japan. Okay. There's additional information for members of the Japan Planetarium Association. There will be affiliate meetings there and some special sessions for JPA. And then these are some of the other special events. So there will be a welcome gathering at the Ohari Park at the No Theater. So this is a traditional style of Japanese theater that you can see the stage on the bottom left there. And so this space is really, really lovely, and we'll be able to get to see a play there. There's a networking dinner on Wednesday night so that we can make sure to say hi to each other and have that chance to make those more organic connections with one another. A happy hour on Thursday with everybody, with the sponsors. Okay, I will turn this down. And then our annual banquet as well at the end of the conference, and to get us excited for Buenos Aires in 2028. There's also discussion right now, they're still figuring this out, but there is a symposium for the general public on Sunday the 21st that could have sessions between planetarians and earth science researchers in particular, that would be in collaboration with the Asia Oceania Geosciences Society. So those details are also still being worked out, but there will be an opportunity to meet professionals in other fields as well. All right. So let's go to the website, unless there's any questions right now that we should answer. Danny and Guillermo, do we have any additional questions we should answer?
There was one, sorry, I've missed it. Are they walkable to the conference, all the hotels?
That I don't know. I have not seen the map of them. If they,
Tano-san, if you can, sorry, if you can show the slide number 4, it has, yes, so the most of the hotels are located in either Tenjin area or Hakata area. So you can take a bus, like 10 minutes or 20 minutes ride. Or if you take a ride, it's about 20, 30 minutes from the
a
hotel.
ride on the train?
No. If you walk, it's going to be like
okay.
20 minutes. But if you take a bus, it's going to be 10 or 12 minutes.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
Thank you.
So yes, so a 20 to 30 minute walk or a 10 to 12 minute bus ride. And then would there be subway options as well, Hiro?
From Hakata, hold on. 地下鉄で博多天神から国際センターって行けましたっけ？バスだけでした。
国際センターが最寄りです。
天神からバスか。
バスですね。
天神からバスで、10分以内です。
地下鉄はなしですよね。ないですよね。
地下鉄は、多分、歩くとも、はい、なしです。
はい。Okay, so there's no subway from Tanzania to Kokusai Center or to International Congress Center. It's only, you can only take bus from there.
Okay. So the buses run fairly frequently, and there will be bus passes or passes that people will be able to use on the bus, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. And all of the buses are accessible and are able to accommodate people getting onto them when they get pretty low. So that is also an option.
One more relevant question to this
Mhm.
topic. Is there a main hotel or a preferred hotel, or is it kind of a choose your own?
I believe it's more choose your own. Hiro-san, can you confirm that?
Yes. 佐藤さん、このメインホテルっていうのは基本的にはなくて、皆さん、各自でこう、選んでいただいてっていう感じですよね、今回。
そうですね。はい。
はい。So yes, I should say no. So there's no main hotel for this conference. Uh, so everyone can select
Yeah,
the
you
hotel
can
you.
select the one that is in
Yeah.
a good price range for you.
Mhm.
Okay, but they all have like breakfast options.
Breakfast option. Yes, yes, including breakfast. Yes.
Okay. And the breakfast at Japanese hotels is amazing. Like, just be prepared for just amazing food all the time. Okay. All right. Is there any other questions right now?
There are a few others, but they might be topics that we're going to cover as we go. So we'll hold them for the end, I think.
All right. So I am going to move over to the website then. So this is ips2026fukuoka.com. So a lot of this information is on the website. So registration will be available on here when it opens. Currently, all of those dates are on here as well. So you can find all of that on here. There's also how to join IPS, so you can get those membership rates for attending. There is information on all of the venues and that map as well. All right here, along with some pictures of the Science Center where we will be at for some of the time. So the Science Center, by the way, is sort of the upper floors of this building. And on that bottom floor, there's actually a grocery store, so which is really nice. So that if you like need something, it's right there. You just take the elevator down to the first floor. And the sort of what you see here on the bottom, that the white roof there, that's coming up from a subway station. So there is a subway station right to there. And it's a beautiful dome in there, but you can see that full conference here, as well as information on all the other places and when we will be there, and those locations websites as well. But the most important part right now, oh, there's travel information and there's also sponsorship information here. But the important thing right now is abstract submission. So these are due by October 31st. So you still have about 2 weeks to get them in. To do that, you can go down to call for abstracts and proposals. It will tell you the goal is to have you notified by early December of whether or not it is accepted. There will be oral presentations, poster presentations, workshops, and panel discussions. Or if you have another session you would like to propose, you can also do that. And these, again, are all of the different topics that are available. And there will be a paper submission for the proceedings that will be due by June 30th, so after the conference concludes. And additional information here on how to do that. Now, there are instructions on how to submit the abstract, so it will walk you through it right here in this PDF on what you need to do button by button. But I will also do that right now. So you go to submission, and this takes you to a different website. This is one that is commonly used with conferences in Japan. You have to create an account. So luckily, I am already signed in, and I don't have to go remember my password right now. You will see registration on here later when it's opened, but this is where you can submit your proposals. So be ready to know what kind of proposal and all the information of your presentations. So you agree to that, and then you do a new submission, and then you can go in and type in your affiliations and your country here. So just go through and fill out everything. There I am. You can put all of the authors in here, and you can select your different affiliations if you have more than one. You do next. You pick your type. I am just picking things right now. And then you can choose which ones it matches. Okay. And then you put in your title and your abstract. And then you hit end keywords. And then you'll hit next to confirm it. And then you hit another button to actually submit, which I won't do because this one's not real. But this is the website that will be used for that submission process. And again, registration will also be here eventually. Okay. Now, all right. So I think that is a bulk of it. Am I forgetting anything? Okay. So I know that we have some additional questions that came in through the survey, and that there's also additional questions in the chat. So let me go. I'm going to stop sharing, but I will go get those additional questions to make sure that I have anything that, if there's anything in there that I have not answered yet. So some of the questions from the survey is, for food, will there be vegan and vegetarian options? So the team is making sure that that is addressed so that there will be vegan and vegetarian options there. I'll also note that on some of the days, the meals will be sort of an on your own sort of thing. So you can go and explore the many, many delicious restaurants in Fukuoka. And you can go try Hakata ramen, which is delicious. It involves pushing buttons on like a little vending machine that you get a ticket for that you then take to get it. So be prepared for that. I was not prepared. So there are many restaurants nearby all of the different locations as well. So be prepared to eat well. And then how much will it cost? We went over that. Will there be real-time translation? So they are currently trying to coordinate staffing and systems to allow for some translation at that main venue, so the International Center. So they will make announcements once all of that is finalized. And then the best modes of transport to Fukuoka from international airports. So there are direct flights to Fukuoka, or you would fly into Tokyo and then fly down to Fukuoka. If you wanted to take a little more time, the Shinkansen train is an option as well. That is about a 5-hour train ride, which I took from Fukuoka to Tokyo with my whole family, including my children, and it was very, very nice. Though I also know that all of our colleagues in Japan thought we were very silly for trying to take a train that far. But it was really, really, really nice. So that is an option as well, especially if you want to stay and explore Japan. There are rail passes that you can get for an extended period of time that will let you go anywhere you need to go. But generally, you'll be flying in via another airport. There was a question about Indigenous focused sessions. So there is a session on the lore of the world's stars, but again, there is you can propose additional ones as well in there, and the team is willing to discuss and add other sessions if there is interest in that. In which venue will posters be presented? That will be at the International Congress Center, so that main building near the other building with our sponsors. And then facilities that are available for workshops. There are rooms of different sizes at the Fukuoka City Science Museum and the International Center and the Kokusai International Congress Center. And this is meeting rooms. You can have school style or theater style. There are laboratory options at the museum in particular. You can have a stage, and there's temporary domes. So you will be asked for your requirements for a workshop when you submit your abstract, and you can specify what you need, and they will try to accommodate as best as possible. And I think there were also some on tips hosts have for putting together an interesting and successful panel, as well as specific topics that IPS members might want to see. I'm not sure if we have very specific tips other than like talk to your fellow IPS folks and other planetarians and ask them what they have found has worked really well in the past and what they're really interested in, and reach out to the broader community on that. Now, additional questions from the chat.
One on if, for those who need funding from their facility, can we provide a list of the meals that will be offered as part of the conference?
I think we should be able to do that. I think we do have a list of all of which meals are provided and which ones are on our own. We'll just need to put that together, I believe. I see our team in Japan nodding their head.
Yes, I think so.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, we will take that into account, and we can differentiate either the meals are provided in the conference or like just as Chairman said, we can consider this. Yes.
And I think you said this, Shannon, but just to confirm that there will be opportunities for presentations or talks under domes.
Yes, in the temporary domes that will be in that main big area.
Fukuoka Kokusai Center.
Yeah, the Kokusai Center.
Great. And then there's another question that's just come in around any like just physical accessibility accommodations or offerings, ramps, things like that.
Yeah, so when I was there this summer, that was something that I looked out for, and we did talk about. So for the most part, there are ramps, there are elevators, and there are escalators in all of the buildings that we will be in for the conference itself. The buses are also accessible and have ways for people to get on who have mobility devices or mobility issues. The subways are maybe a little less so, but just because there's a lot of long walks in between sometimes. But there are, again, generally ramps and elevators and escalators there as well. And if there is any additional needs, we have also talked about that, and that we can try to find other options if need be. But for the most part, like there is accessible. It is quite accessible. In terms of mobility. Any other additional questions?
I don't see any in the chat, but if anybody has them, please feel free to also unmute and just ask. Otherwise, I wonder if maybe we could talk a little bit about the process once the abstracted submissions go in. I just know for planning purposes, some people may be dependent on hearing back. So if there's any sense of timeline or what that process might look like.
So the current plan is to have people notified by December 5th. So you should know by December 5th if you have been accepted in to the conference. And I think that's all I can say on that. I will also note, and Danny, if you have it handy, if not, I can go find it, the survey. So there was a survey that was sent out in advance for people to submit questions, but Danny has reworked it. So if you think of a question later, or if you're watching this later and you have a question, you can go in and drop that in, and we will create an FAQ section on the website to answer the questions as well. So we can try to make sure everyone has all the information that they need. And I will ask you all a question real quick as well. So like I mentioned, we do plan to have at least one other virtual session like this ahead of time, possibly two. So are there any particular topics? Thank you, Danny. The survey is in the chat. If there are there any topics that you want to make sure that we are going to cover in these other ones? So we were planning on talking about, more information on the cards that you would use for transportation in Japan, some helpful phrases to know in Japanese, as well as uh, sort of additional getting around kind of questions, in it, and any additional questions on, like, my abstract was submitted, but when am I presenting, and things like that. So are there any other things you want to make sure that we cover closer to? Oh, and then also one just for people to meet each other ahead of time. So when you get there, you have a friendly face and you're not just in a sea of people you don't know in advance. So there would be that as well. But are there other things you want? And you can also submit that in the survey, I suppose, as a question. All right. Is everyone excited and getting ready? All right.
Cool.
Yay. Oh, hi, Stefania. Our host for 2028 is on.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry. My computer is pretty old and my camera is not working. But hi, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for this talk.
Yeah. Well, I hope to see all of you there. I know I will see a lot of you there, and I am getting excited. And it's 8 months away, which sounds like a long time, but it's going to go by fast, and it will be a joy to see everybody in Fukuoka. And it is a really, really wonderful city. So I'm excited for you all to come meet Fukuoka and all of our friends in Japan. Hi, Satoka-san. All right. All right. Well, I think with that, we'll go ahead and stop the recording. And if you